If you've been in real estate for more than 5 minutes, you know that referrals are the lifeblood of your business. Somebody asks a friend or a family member for a good agent, and either your name comes up or it doesn't. But what's changing is that people are asking AI that question, and they're asking questions like, who's the best buyer's agent in Columbus? Or find me an agent who specializes in VA loans in San Antonio. Or I'm getting divorced. What agent should I use to sell in Scottsdale? AI, it affirms you, of course, and then it confidently makes recommendations. But here's the problem. AI decides whether it recommends you or not. And in this video, I'm gonna break down the 6 steps that you can take to make sure that you're one of those recommendations. Here's my promise. I promise I won't ask you to do anything technical. No nerd talk today. First, let's kill 2 misconceptions about AI search. And that is 1, AI tools, they don't pull from some magic directory. And 2, no, you can't manipulate AI into recommending your business by talking to it more about your business. That's not how AI models are built. What AI is doing is exactly what you would do if you had unlimited time to research. It's pattern matching across all the content that's ever been written about you across the web. It's the same way that you research other professionals and all of your exes. You look for mentions, articles, forum recommendations, their arrest record, third-party validations, you stalk their social media. AI, it does that too, but it just does it faster and at a larger scale. Here's the good news. And this is genuinely good news, and that is that local is winnable. And that's because big brands, they can't out-local you. That national portal can't own your niche in your neighborhood, as long as you show up in the right places consistently. And so let's talk about those 6 best ways that you can do that. And first, let's start on the easiest one to execute on, and that is how you describe yourself to the world. And listen, I've been guilty of this sin several times, and that is, does your business bio, your name, your address, and your phone number, along with your core services, match across every single platform? Does your bio on your website, your LinkedIn, your Zillow, your Google business profile, and your Instagram, does it all match? Because the more that it matches, the more consistent the signal it sends to AI. Remember, AI is looking for patterns. And if it sees the same description of you repeated across multiple credible sources, then it makes a connection between your name and the problem that you solve. But if it sees like 5 different versions of you, it gets a little foggy. And so your job is to be really clear by writing one clean, specific description about your business and then to utilize it everywhere. Like not a paragraph of adjectives, but a simple factual statement. Who you serve, where you serve, and then what you specialize in, and why you're the obvious choice for your target audience. You want to be clear and specific so that AIs, and humans too, can find the pattern of exactly what you do. And you use it everywhere that your business shows up, because this simple consistency creates signals. Now here's the good thing or the bad thing. The larger your business gets, the more you grow as an entrepreneur, the more challenging this can actually get. This might be an advantage for you, because think about how difficult it would be to write a description for Gary Keller. He's in the franchise business, he's in the people development business. He's a best-selling author, an investor, a coach, a philanthropist, and so much more. And so AI is going to have a harder time determining a consistent signal for Gary Keller than it is for your business. The good news is that your business, regardless of its size, it has its strategic advantages. When you keep your focus narrow, it becomes a benefit. So now once you have your business details clear and consistent, the fastest way to start showing up in AI answers is to be mentioned on best of content. Think about it like listicles or comparison pages that already rank well and they get pulled in as sources for AI. In real estate, these exist at multiple levels. Like there's national trade publications, Housing Wire, Inman, Real Trends, Angie's List. Then there's local lifestyle companies that publish best of content in your market. And there are niche resource sites that target first-time buyers, military families, investors, retirees. So your job is to find the publications that are relevant to what you do and to get on the list. So here's how. Let's first start by using the prompts that your ideal client might use, like best real estate in your city, top buyer's agent for first-time home buyer in your market, or I'm getting divorced and need to sell in Scottsdale. Find the sources that AI cites to answer those questions, because those sources are now your target. And then to take it one step further, you can ask AI how to get mentioned on those lists, who to contact, and then what actions to take. Oh, and one more thing to note on getting added to best of lists. A lot of times the best way to get added is to actually help more people buy and sell real estate. And that's because many of the lists are populated by the top selling agents. And so for some sources, in this case, the chicken really does come before the egg. You actually have to help more people in order to get added to more lists. All right, So step 3, after you've got best of lists and you've been added, the most valuable real estate for AI training is community discussions, like places where real people ask for real recommendations from other real humans. For real estate, that's places like Bigger Pockets or forums on Reddit like First Time Homebuyer or Real Estate. It could be the local Facebook group. It might be Nextdoor. These are places where someone asks the question, I'm moving to Denver and can someone recommend a good agent? You've all seen them happen before, like a dozen real people weigh in and then 400 agents do their best seagull impersonation by recommending themselves. But you want to be the person who creates content that allows AI to find a pattern in those conversations. You don't need to answer questions about yourself to benefit from those patterns. In fact, doing so makes you feel like a used car salesman. So first, you're only going to want to engage with high intent specific questions. You're looking for threads where someone is actually looking for what to do. Then you're going to answer like a human being. Give a recommendation and then how you might be able to help if you're the right fit. And honestly, if you're not the right fit, that kind of candor adds to your credibility. One more pattern that sticks out for AI. And then step 4 is the equivalent of a real estate press release. It's getting quoted or being contributed to multiple media outlets. You can do this by getting quoted in a local news story about the housing market, or by writing opinion pieces for your city's local business journal, or when appearing on podcasts or local morning shows. Each of these is a third-party source that reinforces who you are and what you do. And just like the best of list, AI pulls from third-party credible sources. Your local NBC station quoting you as a specialist for first-time homebuyers, that's creating credible signals for AI to build on. So where do you start? Well, the easiest place to start is with podcasts, because that's the lowest barrier to entry, and there's a few million of them actively looking for guests. So pitch yourself as an expert on a specific topic, like rising inventory in the market, or what VA buyers need to know, or navigating multi-generational housing purchases. Pick an angle and then use that to get booked. From there, you can connect with local media outlets, because at every station in every city, there's a newsroom full of people who get paid to create content. And they need original content and they need news sources. So you can be that person. You solve a problem for the newsroom. You also create more quotes by trusted third parties that allow you to be recommended by AI. These are the signals that compound for you to show up in AI recommendations. Okay, for step 5, and this one I think is really underappreciated, and it never gets discussed at those fancy conferences, but it should be. You want to have a narrow niche focus and specialization. I know, doesn't sound innovative, but let me explain. There's a difference between how people keyword search on Google and then how they use AI to search. You know, with Google, someone would type in something like real estate agent, Columbus, Ohio. It's short and it's generic and it's keyword driven. But with AI, they add way more context. It's something like, I'm a military veteran, relocating to Atlanta with 2 kids. And so what kind of agent should I look for? And can you recommend someone? Completely different query. It's specific but contextual. And AI is much better at answering that question than traditional Google search ever was. And so what that means for you is that your niche, your specialization, your designation is actually what makes you more findable in AI search than ever before. An agent with an MRP designation who has written about VA loans and been quoted on the topic in local media and shows up in veteran home buyer forums answering specific questions, guess what? They're the one who gets surfaced by relocation queries when someone is asking questions that the generic agent just never gets recommended for. This same principle applies across all designations. So if you're one of those agents who has these niche designations and you've treated them as a line item on your business card, well, maybe it's actually time to lean into it and activate it as a strength. Create content around it, answer questions about it, get quoted about it, and create consistent descriptions about your business that allow you to turn those credentials into signals. Okay, and lastly, everything we've covered so far, it involves you taking some effort, but let's try building something that generates mentions and credibility for you automatically. And that's this idea of a content machine, right? Before you check out and say you've already heard the conversation around creating content and you're not interested in hearing another one, what I mean is we're not looking for traffic or leads directly. What we're looking for in this case to show up with search is to, again, create consistent material that AI can pull from that makes you more credible. Things like blog posts, those contribution articles, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, newsletter issues, anything that becomes third party and owned sources that reinforce you at scale is what we're looking for. You don't need to go viral. You don't need to be a media company. You just need some consistent presence in your niche over time. And if you have minimal time, start with a market update published consistently each month. Put it on your site or distribute it to an email list, and then cross-post it on LinkedIn. That's enough if you have limited time just to start. Or if you've got moderate bandwidth, you can create a YouTube channel or launch a local podcast where you directly address the questions that your ideal client is asking, and you can invest more time that way. Or if you want to go all in on creating content, then you can build out a full operation of video, written content, social distribution, guest contributions, and outside publications. You get to choose how much you want to invest in creating a content machine. It's not a one size fits all for everyone. It's one size fits your business. You get to determine what the best fit for your business is and your appetite. But the key here is distribution. One piece of content, it can live multiple places. Like that YouTube video can become a blog post, which then gets moved to LinkedIn, which becomes then a clip on Instagram. So it's not that you're creating more content, it's just that you're creating more places for the one content to work harder. And over time, this compounds because mentions beget more mentions and credibility builds credibility. At some point, AI starts to just surface your name, not because you magically placed it somewhere, but because the pattern is too strong and consistent to ignore. And so the bar to show up in AI recommendations for your market and your niche is lower today than it will be in 2 years. And the ones who take action on these 6 steps, they're gonna be the ones who benefit. You don't need a big brand. You don't need a huge following. You do need to show up consistently in the right places with a clear description of who you are and who you serve. Because local, it's winnable. The question is, are you going to be the one who wins?